Hey guys, how's it going? So, in the recent week or so, we've been seeing a lot of different bounce deck because of the new release of the season pass card Hitmonkey. So I've really been struggling against these decks. They've been really powerful on the ladder. So I've thought of making just a simple Electro Ramp deck to counter the meta. This deck utilizes obviously Electro that you want to play on turn 3, and then on turn 4 you want to play your Leech or your Sandman depending on which deck they are playing. And then after that you have like a lot of different options. You have your Arrow into Odin, you have your Doctor Doom into Odin, you have Magneto to move some cards, you have your Chavez if you really don't have anything else and you need like a 9 vertical power, and you also have like a Captain Marvel to help you get in some tricky lanes. So really overall it's a really simple deck, but it's been working just incredibly well for me. So I thought you guys maybe should see it. So I've prepared a couple of games. I'm gonna jump into it. I hope you guys can enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. Starting up with Me Man. So Onslaught Citadel is the hot location. We do not have anything that can benefit from the Onslaught Citadel, so we'll have to keep that in mind. So he doesn't play anything on turn 1. For us, that's just great. Our Sunspot is going to be able to soak the 2 extra energy from this turn that we are going to skip. So he drops his Beast as a tempo drop. This is interesting. This probably means that he doesn't have any of the good cards he needed to play early on before his Beast, so he probably also has a really bad draw like we do. However, we have a Sunspot that helps our bad draw, so we're in a pretty good position. We are going to be able to Captain Marvel in Bar Sinister, which is just incredible. So this is just screaming Devil Dino for me. So we're going to play Bar Sinister, Captain Marvel in Bar Sinister. And he is going for the Moon Girls. Just like funny thing is, we are going to be able to pull the Arrow in the middle, pull the Devil Dino in the middle lane. So I think we should be able to take it if he doesn't drop something else mid. So Devil Dino drops in Onslaught Citadel, but because we have just so many Captain Marvel and we still have enough energy in, or enough power in Bar Sinister to win, so this is going to be a good for Cube for our first game. Next up, we have Goat Napper. So once again, we also have the Onslaught Citadel in this game, which is not going to benefit us. Ebony Maw, you never want to play Ebony Maw on turn 1, because even if you draw Sunspot on turn 2, you can play both of them. So it's just better to wait a little bit before dropping the Ebony Maw. Just wait an extra turn, get a little bit more information, and give a little bit less information. So for example, here I have the Ebony Maw and I drew the Sunspot. One doesn't stop the other one of being played. So I'm gonna spread my power. Actually, I'm both gonna play them in Onslaught Citadel. This is a lot of vertical power I'm dropping on turn 2. So I'm saying if you want to compete with it, you have to put a lot of power. And meanwhile, I'm going to invest a lot in the other lanes. It's also a lane that isn't Asteroid M. So that means it's going to be really hard for him to push power without just like having to drop a finisher in Onslaught Citadel. So it is obviously the Patriot deck. The Patriot list has been working super well, just as well. And for us, the way to counter it is going to be to probably play Leech. I don't think Sandman is that good, because he still have the possibility of playing Ultron on turn 6. So I think Leech is just a little bit better. Normally you want to play Leech to cancel out that Patriot, but this is going to be an issue for us. The early Patriot actually is going to make it so the Leech is going to... okay, so Patriot into Mystique, and then Mystique is doubled. Right. As I was saying, is that Leech is actually going to remove all abilities from all cards in his hand. So it's not going to be that beneficial for us to play Leech either. But normally, if the opponent is holding on to the Patriot and the Mystique, you can catch him off guard with a Leech on turn 4 or on turn 5. I think here we're actually going to drop our Captain Marvel. That's going to help us to just decide a lane that we want to win. We already have more power in the middle lane. I'm just scared right now of the Ultron that it might drop here on turn 6. So he has a Jubilee because of the Daily Bugle, which pops out the Squirrel Girl. This means we win the middle lane because there's no Ultron and there's no Onslaught that can defeat us. I think here we're going to have to Doctor Doom, which is actually just an amazing play because we're going to add 5 power in the left lane, and we're even going to add another 6 power with the Captain Marvel that can jump there, which is actually like a surprise power on turn 6. So I'm expecting him, he could play the Onslaught. I think not Onslaught, Ultron. If he plays Ultron on the right, we win the left and the middle. If he plays on the left, we're gonna win the left and the middle as well. So he doesn't go for the Ultron, he goes for a thing, he goes for a lot of vertical power, and then he goes for the win in the right lane, which we were giving to him. So we're actually gonna win this game too. And even if he played something bigger and played his Shocker in the left lane, we would still have won because of the Captain Marvel that would have jumped and get pushed that extra power at the end of the game. So let's jump to the next one. Alright, so we have our Sunspot to play on turn 1 that we can actually protect it in Wakanda. This is just amazing. We have our Electro for our turn 3 play, and we have Leech to follow up after that. Oof. We actually have the Leech that we can drop on turn 2 because of the Project Pegasus. So we are going to do just that. Dropping Leech in the middle lane. So he actually drops a Sarah, which is just perfect for us because we're going to be able to drop the Sandman on turn 4. So the last location is Lamentus 1, which I feel is just really good for us. We are going to Electro in the right lane this time. We want to add a little bit more power in the right lane, just so he has to address it. Right, so remember he plays Sarah. He has 7 cards in his hand. However, okay, so our Sunspot is moving out of the defended position. From here, we are going to Sandman on the left. Once again, we just want to push 1 extra power in the Wakanda lane, just so he has to address it. Remember, from now on, turn 5 and turn 6, we only are going to be able to play a single card per turn, but on our end, we're going to be able to spread that power because of Doctor Doom followed up with the Odin. So I'm actually going to snap at this point. And he retreats. Of course. Alright, let's quickly jump into one last game. Our next opponent is called Malsucio, which he's rocking the Spider-Woman avatar, which I enjoy a lot. So Camp Lehigh is just like a pretty neutral position. Same goes for the hub. We didn't get anything that helped us. Wolfbane is not really good. Typhoon Mary, neither. It's actually bad, actually, because it's going to stop us from drawing our Electro that we need. However, the Scarlet Witch pulls our Typhoon Mary, which is just great because now we can start drawing the cards we want. So I'm going to drop the Wolfbane in the in Sakar, just so I have that extra space for turn 4 draw. So he's playing Rhino, Wasp, Scarlet Witch, and Rhino. I'm not too sure right now. I don't have a grasp just yet of what he's playing. Maybe a Silver Surfer, maybe something else. We're going to have to see. It's going to become clear in probably this turn or the next one. So we get our Jubilee that pulls our Electro. Is that good for us? I think that's pretty good for us. So he goes for the Shang-Chi. So it's probably like a Zabu or Sarah control deck. But that's fine because we now have our Doctor Doom into Odin combo for turn 5 and turn 6. Which is just such a powerful combo in this deck. We don't have the Sandman to stop him from playing more than one card, but he already played his Shang-Chi, and we know that he plays Control. It's now going to be really hard to follow up with all the power we're going to drop in the next 2 turns. So he drops an Iron Man. Does that change anything for us? So I don't think so, actually, because we're going to play Odin. Doctor Doom is going to go threaten the Iron Man lane, so he has to play in Ruins, and he has to play in Sakar, probably, which is his second lane that he has the biggest chance to win, right? So he has to play 2 power or 3 power in Ruins, and 7 power in Sakar. So we're actually gonna win the draw, right? Yeah, we're actually gonna win the tiebreaker. I wasn't expecting the Cerebro 3 deck, but I guess those are all through. I'm just confused as to why there's a Wasp in there. But I guess maybe that's the reason. Maybe it's just to be more surprising. Who knows? But even though we're going to be able to pull out the win, and that's going to be our 4th game and our 4th win.